guys, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome. I'm Mand. So in today's Haunted Ireland story, I am going to tell the story of Leap Castle. Now, having done the research that I have, it is a bit of a tale, a long-winded one, with a lot of bloodshed. So if you're triggered by certain things like that, definitely click out of this video. May not be for you. And of course, wouldn't be doing it otherwise, paranormal activity. So grab a drink of your choice and a snack, and we will get into the story. Leap Castle is located in Coolderry in County Offaly. It has been featured on quite a lot of paranormal TV shows, so such as Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures. I'm probably missing a good chunk here, but they're the ones that I can think off the top of my head. So I'm going to get into a bit of the history about the castle, and it kind of gives a fair idea as to why all this activity is happening. So the year or the century on which the castle has been built is not 100% sure, but it is apparently built on the site of where druids used to do initiation ceremonies, so that could explain why a lot of activity has happened, but I'm going to get into a bit more history about this. Legend has it that two of the O'Bannon brothers were both competing for chieftainship, and they both challenged each other that whoever leaped off the rock and survived would become chief, and they would govern the clan and also be in charge of the construction of Leap Castle. And so this begins Leap Castle's saga of bloodshed. The O'Bannons' rule over Leap Castle wasn't a very long one, as they were subservients to the O'Carroll clan, who were ruthless and domineering, fueled by greed and power. The O'Carrolls' taking of Leap Castle caused a gruesome legacy of carnage that left a supernatural scar at the already menacing reputation of Leap Castle. Legend has it that there were quite a lot of massacres that happened at Leap Castle at the hands of the O'Carroll clan. Now, there is one story where a chieftain died, but he left no successors, so his two sons were basically fighting over who would become chief. One son was a priest, and one day he was in the middle of saying mass when the other brother came in and stabbed him, as far as I know in the story, in what is now known as the Bloody Chapel, and his apparition has been seen quite a few times in the Bloody Chapel. The O'Carrolls' reign of torment and murder throughout their years in Leap Castle is one of legend. There are quite a lot of tales that I found, but decided that they were quite gruesome, so I'll let you guys look that up for yourself. But I didn't want to include some of the tales in the story, as they're, like I said, quite gruesome, and some people might find them triggering. In the 1900s, an obliette was discovered behind the wall in the chapel. There was a large amount of human skeletons that were actually found stuck, or at the bottom were wooden spears. Now, it's believed that the O'Carroll clan would drop unsuspecting guests through a trap door, and they would be impaled by spears that were 8 feet below. Oh. In the 1600s, the castle changed ownership, and this was not peaceful. However, the story is that the daughter of the O'Carroll chieftain fell in love with an English prisoner who was being held in one of the castle's dungeons. Now, the English prisoner's name was Captain Darby. She would sneak down and bring him food, and they had plans to elope. So late one night, she snuck down and freed Darby, and as they were escaping, they met her brother. Now, the two men got into a sword fight, and Darby won, which meant that now the daughter of the O'Carroll chieftain would become heiress, because she was the sole heir of Leap Castle. The newlywed Darbys took over Leap Castle. Now, Captain Darby was a bit temperamental, and he was known as the Wild Captain. Now, he had gotten quite a lot of treasures, which he actually hid throughout the property. Now, sometime he was arrested and accused of treason, and he was put into prison in Dublin. A while later, he was freed and he was allowed to go back to Leap Castle. Now, years of imprisonment had driven him mad, and he had no recollection of where he had hid his treasures. Legend has it that his fortune is still hidden somewhere in Leap Castle. Now, certain evenings where the energy favours the spirits, it is alleged that you can see the captain wandering the grounds searching for his treasure. Mildred Darby is one of Captain Darby's ancestors. Now, she was a Gothic novelist who performed seances at Leap Castle. It was Mildred's supernatural practices that woke an elemental presence of incredible dark magnitude. Nobody knows what this elemental manifested from, so they have no idea. But some believe that this elemental was put there by the Druids to protect the grounds, and others believe that it is a spirit of one of the O'Carrolls who died from leprosy. Mildred claims to have seen this elemental, this evil, up close, and she claims that it was thin, gaunt and shadowy and smelled of rotting corpse. In 1922, so we've skipped quite a bit ahead now, the Darbys actually abandoned the castle. Now, quite a lot had happened after that. It would make this video way too long, but it was eventually bought after laying dormant for quite some time. It was bought in the 70s by an Australian historian called Peter Bartlett. Now, he took up the castle and started construction and experienced quite a lot of paranormal activity. Now, he actually got in contact with a white witch and asked her to ask these spirits to leave. The witch claims to have spoken to these spirits and that they had vowed that they were going to stay there but cause no more trouble. After Peter Bartlett had passed away, Sean Ryan, who is a musician, and his wife Anne actually bought Leap Castle in 1991 and continued the construction of Leap Castle. The Ryan family, unfortunately, have experienced quite an amount of freak accidents, but still insist on living in this castle. So fair play to the Ryan family. But they took over and they continued the construction of this castle. Today, the castle is still privately owned by the Ryan family. Now, while you cannot stay overnight at this castle, there are quite a few hotels that will accommodate and you can stay there. But Mr. Ryan has been known to let fascinated tourists experience the castle, and he's also been known to take people on private tours around the castle, which is really, really nice and very generous of him, considering all the freak accidents that have happened to him. But I'm sure he loves sharing the tales and the stories of Leap Castle. So guys, that is the story of Leap Castle. I'm sure there's probably some things that I'm missing. Either way, it's still a very spooky story, from the priest appearing in the bloody chapel, the oubliette with the human skeletons that were found, to the elemental presence. If you've seen Ghost Adventures, you will have seen the things that they have experienced. But of course, as always, as I always say, I will let you form your own opinion and see for yourself. Look it up, have a wander through some of the stories and form your own opinion. Either way, it's chilling and haunting, and of course brutally gruesome, no doubt about that. I tried to condense this as much as I could. The information on Leap Castle was something out of this world, but whether it's true or just a way to get fascinated tourists in, it's quite dark, and I don't know how to explain these freak accidents that the poor Ryan family experienced. Of course, guys, if you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment below. What do you think? Or is there a castle somewhere in Ireland here that you want me to research and have a look into and make a video about? Please, I'd love to know. Of course, if you like my channel and want to hear more from me and the things that I do, I don't only do paranormal, I also do some spiritual stuff. So talk about two contrasting things. Absolutely, it's me. It's who I am. It's what I'm interested in. Please hit that subscribe button and you can follow me and all the paranormal stuff that I'll be talking about, and scary stories and spiritual stuff. If you want to watch that, absolutely, you are more than welcome. Of course, as always, as I finish all my videos, sending you so much love and light your way, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.